Good morning, everyone. As my sister would make fun of me for saying, welcome, everyone. As you enter into the room, make sure you say hello. As we were raised, as you come in, you greet everyone. As you stop in, say hello. If you're catching this by the replay, do hashtag replay. I do acknowledge everybody who stops in to watch my program. I am live on both of my YouTube channel, both of my Facebook page, my business page, and my personal page. LinkedIn, I'm actually live on Instagram this morning. Hello, everyone. This is my morning tidbits. Um, this is where I give 10 minutes of government contracting or business information just to get your day started. As we know, we're kind of in a lull right now. Congress and Senate is on a hiatus, is how we shall call it. Midterms are coming up. Presidential elections is about a year and a half away. So we have a lot of things to talk about. Now, this is not a political platform. This is a business platform. However, politics does affect business. Who we elect, keeping an eye on appropriations. All of these things affect business and government contracting because it affects how our contracts are funded. It affects the laws and regulations that go into place that guide our strategic planning, which is why I brought up the midterm elections and our presidential elections. With that said, this morning I want to talk about not falling into the default. Now, yesterday morning, I talked about up leveling every aspect of your business. How you started your business, your accounting, your bookkeeping, even your attorneys. As you grow, as your business grows, you may need to switch those services out. How you start and how you are now, those individuals, those companies, whoever are providing those services may not fit you in your time of need now because the skill set required to service you now may be different. However, I want you to keep in mind who you are is different from when you started your business. Now, hear me out a little bit. In my accountability group yesterday, and maybe accountability is the wrong name for the group that we are, because what we do is we meet to kind of bounce problems, blockages off of one another. So we're more of an encounter group than an accountability group. And one of the things I said to them was, I encountered a problem, and instead of defaulting into an old behavior, I pressed through and got through the problem. And it clicked on me. Some behaviors that we exhibit, some mindsets, some way for you feel, some emotional upheavals are just defaults. It's our way, it's our biological way of protecting ourselves. But it was an up leveling that I experienced because in this season, that default no longer serves me. And I was like, well, my platform would probably benefit from me talking about that. Because in every season, in every plateau, and every escalation of our business, we all must grow beyond whatever default we're in that season. Now, each season brings a new default. whatever that may be for you at that time. And when you ascend to the next level, we must break through whatever that default may be. So I wanted to share that with you this morning. And while we're breaking through that default, we also must keep in mind that there is a price that we must pay to reach that next level. And that price is whomever the old us is. So whoever I was at the beginning of 2022 is not going to serve me going into 2023. Now, I'm not saying that you must go through this great cataclysmic transformation. That's not what I'm talking about. But old mindsets, old behaviors, sometimes old friends, old mentors will not serve us going into a new season. You may find that old conversations kind of irritate you a little bit. I have a coach who calls it a divine agitation. That's because it no longer serves you in a season that you're in. And when you get to that point, that's when you must analyze and look at what is it? Does it serve me? And if it no longer serves me, how can I replace it with something that will continue to serve me in the next season that I'm going into? So as we're strategically planning for our next year, and we should be in the process of strategic planning for our next year, we should be looking at every aspect of that plan. Who are our coaches? Who are our mentors? What conferences are we planning to attend next year? What regulations are we tracking next year? What RFPs or RFIs are we tracking going into the next years? Who are our advisors going to be? Are my current attorneys going to serve me going into my next season? Do I have a bookkeeper? If not, do I need one? Yes, you do. Going into my next season. These are things we should be looking into as we plan for our next year, our next season, in business and in life. Do not forget, as our businesses grow, our personal life are growing as well. We cannot neglect the personal side, because if our lives get raggedy, it eventually affects our business, and reversely. If we do not take time to self-care, when we get frazzled and there's upheaval in our personal lives, that upheaval affects business decisions. And conversely. So, how are we planning to take self-care in the next year? And if we're taking self-care, if we have employees, what are we doing for our employees along those lines? This is all part of the strategic planning we should be doing going into the next year and in the next season. So I want to close out with, I just released a new class, Decoding the RFP, which will help you read the request for proposal so that you can craft a compliant and responsive proposal request. And Contractor's Conversation podcast is live. And the next episode, I will talk about proposal compliance and proposal responsiveness, which, when I was having a conversation with a contracting officer, is a big problem. So with that, I will close out and see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.